Yeah. So see, uh, this is so lecture 27 and 28. That is a multi-stage amplifiers we are discussing. So in this multi-stage amplifier, so we know that the first stage that we already discussed, single stage in the second model, that is CE alone we discussed, CB alone we discussed, CC alone we discussed. Okay, CE, CB, CC, so all the things and also the H parameter equations, the circuits also we are seeing. The multi-stage amplifier, now we are going to see the combination of CE, CB, CC. Okay, so that is that combination. So if you connect CE with another CE, what happens? If we connect CE with CB, if we connect CE with CC, or CC with CC, or CC with CE, so these are all like common. So there are so three kinds of the CE amplifier is there, CB amplifier is there, and CC amplifier. So it, out of three, so you can take any combination, any so that is a multi-stage is nothing but more than one, more than one. So more than one means it could be two stages, three stages, five stages, 10 stages, 20 stages, 100 stages, and then so on. Nth stage. Nth stage is nothing but the natural number, that is infinity. That is a multi-stage amplifier. But if you take any multi, if you take 100 stages or 1,000 stages, but the 1,000 stages will be combination of only CE, CB, CC. Okay, why? Because we have only three different amplifiers, that is common input amplifier, common base amplifier, common collector amplifier. That irrespective of, even you can take 10 stages or 20 stages, but then 20 stages will be designed using only again either CB or CE or CC or combination. Okay, so only these three types of the amplifiers will be getting in thus 20 stages or 10 stages. Okay, so now let us see what is the need of this multi-stage amplifier. What is the need? What is the need? Okay, so we have the single stage amplifier, and we calculated H parameter, we calculated the current gain, voltage gain, input impedance, output impedance using H parameter analysis. Okay, so using exact analysis and simplifier, we already calculated in the second model. Then why we need to go with multi-stage amplifier? What is the need? What is the need? Is the first point is the first point is if the customer or if an application is not satisfied by the output voltage of single stage amplifier. Okay, so means you can write it one first point. Okay, so if the output voltage of single stage is not sufficient. So it's not sufficient means, so let us assume that if a person, if your speaker is giving a lecture for 10,000 people, or let us say, so with the politicians, at the time of elections, the people used to give some speech in the canvas, like so for the 1 lakh people or 2 lakh people. Okay, so if 1 lakh people is placed in front of him, so that will be the longer distance. It occupies almost 3 to 5 kilometers. Okay, if you use at the time, at that particular time, if you use the single stage amplifier, if you use the single stage amplifier, what happens is, what happens is, if you give 10 millivolts amplifier, maximum it can amplify up to 2 volts. Maximum it can amplify up to 2 volts. So you are giving 10 millivolts as an input signal, and maximum is 2 volts, let us say. So what is the gain? So what is the gain? So 2 volts by 10 milli. So approximately we get 2000 times. Okay, so or 200 times, sorry, 200 times you will get it. Okay, so approximately, so output is 200 times of input. Okay, the 200 times of input is sufficient to deliver a lecture or speech for the 10,000 people or 20,000 people. Absolutely, it is not sufficient for the 1 lakh people or 2 lakh people. Because they are very far from the speaker, so that cannot, the last bench people cannot understand what the speech. Okay, so find that if the output voltage of single stage is not sufficient means if it is not up to the mark, so then we require the multi-stage amplifier. Another point, another point. Okay, so if any particular any particular application, if any particular application if any particular application is not uh, is not designed as per requirements, as per requirements, so means for example, so we know that, so if we take, okay, so if we take uh, C amplifier, if we take, and CB amplifier and CC amplifier. Okay, so if you see the input impedance of CE, CB, CC and output. Okay, so input impedance and output impedance of CE, CB, CC. So this is a moderate, the input impedance of the C amplifier moderate. So this already seen in the second module. So input impedance is moderate, and here input impedance is low. Here input impedance is high. For common collector, input impedance is high. For common base, input impedance is low. Common emitter, input impedance is medium, moderate. For the output impedance of this common emitter, that is also moderate. Output impedance of common emitter is moderate. Common base, it is high. Common collector, it is low. Okay, so these are the basic characteristics of CE, CB, CC alone. So CE separate CE characteristics, separate CB characteristics, separate CC characteristics. These are the alone. Okay, so and so we know that, so voltage gain and current gain also. So I will write that those two also. It will be useful for us. And voltage gain for C amplifier is high. Okay, so the voltage gain is, this is a very high common base amplifier, and common collector is less than one, less than one. So this is also current gain for C amplifier is high. This is less than one. This is very high. So these are the basic characteristics of C amplifier, CB amplifier, CC amplifier. Okay. So input impedance, output impedance, current gain, voltage gain. Okay. Now let us come to the point. If any particular application is not designed as per the requirements. So for example, I want to design one application. I want to design one application which has low input impedance and low output impedance. I required, so please, I want to design an application circuit which consists of low input impedance and low output impedance. So this is my requirement. Okay, and this is my requirement, and so of course followed by the voltage gain should be high and voltage current should be high. This is my requirement. So my requirement is, so please look at my requirement, that Ri, R input impedance, is should be low, R naught should be low, okay, and voltage gain should be high, and current gain should be high. So this is my requirement of my application. This is my requirement. Can you tell me any one single stage amplifier satisfies my requirement? You just compare, so all is, on the screen the characteristics of all the amplifiers are available, the characteristics C amplifier, CB amplifier, CC amplifier, you just see, and you can suggest one single stage amplifier which satisfy my requirement. Is there anything like that?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, so there is
No,
no, so
sir.
why? Because this is my requirement. My requirement is low input impedance, low output impedance, high current gain, high voltage. But so these four characteristics I cannot design by using single stage amplifier. Okay, so for example, if I take a C amplifier, I can, if I take C amplifier, I can satisfy these two. Okay, current gain is good and voltage gain is good. I can satisfy with respect to the current gain, with respect to the voltage gain, I can satisfy. But what about the input impedance and output impedance? No, I can't satisfy by taking C amplifier. So for example, if we take CB amplifier, so CB amplifier means, okay, voltage gain is good, okay, and this current gain I cannot satisfy, okay, and input impedance I can satisfy, but output impedance I cannot satisfy. This is for CB. Suppose if I if you take CC amplifier, see input impedance is high, okay, but this I cannot satisfy because my input impedance should be low. This I cannot satisfy. Okay, this I can satisfy. Output impedance is low, so yes, my output impedance is low. This I can. But voltage gain should be high, but my voltage gain for CC amplifier is less than 1. This I cannot satisfy. And current gain should be high. Yes, that I can satisfy. So if you take any single stage amplifiers, you cannot satisfy all the characteristics by taking a single stage amplifier. So for that reason, so we are going for the multi-stage amplifier. Okay. So finally, there are the two reasons. Okay, there are the two reasons here. One thing is one more thing is impedance matching. Impedance matching also another reason. That is impedance. Third point is impedance matching. Okay, so this third point also comes under second point only. So means impedance matching. I want to match my output impedance to some other application. So this is my so single stage or multi stage amplifier. This is my circuit. I would like to connect my circuit to another circuit, another application. I would like to connect. Okay, so means whenever you are trying to connect one circuit to the another circuit, when you are trying to the one circuit to the another circuit, the output impedance of the first circuit should be matched with the input impedance of the next circuit. Okay, so means suppose if you take this is one circuit here, this is my multi-stage amplifier, this is my multi-stage amplifier. I would like to connect with the another circuit, another application. I would like to connect to the another application. So if you want to try to connect the multi-stage amplifier to another application, the output impedance of the so that is, let us say, Z0, it should be matched with Zi. So Zi2 second stage, and this is the first stage, let us say first circuit and second circuit, and these should be matched approximately or exactly. So output impedance of the multi-stage amplifier should be matched with the input impedance of the next stage. So for that impedance matching also the three important parameters. Okay, so these are three important points. These are the reasons. So for why we are going for a multi-stage amplifiers. Why we are going for the multi-stage amplifiers. Okay, so this is what the reason for going the multi-stage amplifiers. Okay, so I'm taking first stage, second stage, third stage, and so on. It's not a restricted third stage, and you can take it as a, and so on, and so and go on, keep on going. Okay, so keep on going. Yeah, so and go and so on. So this is the nth stage. Okay, and there we will take the output. Okay, so that is it's going on. It's clear. So the number of stages are not restricted. That depends on your requirement. The number of stages are not restricted, so that depends on your requirement. So you can take any number of stages. Clear. So now coming to this point. Okay, fine. So this is the reason we are going to further. Okay, if you take the multi-stage amplifier, can you satisfy all these 3 points? Okay, so what are the problems you are facing with the single stage amplifier? So each problem is the output voltage is not sufficient for the single stage amplifier. That is the first problem. And second problem is any particular application is not designed for the requirement. So you cannot design a single stage amplifier with your for your requirement. That is the second problem. And third problem is impedance matching is not possible. Impedance matching is not possible. That is our third problem. So these are the three problems I found with respect to the single stage amplifier. Okay, now let us see, can we overcome these three problems using the multi-stage amplifiers? Okay, so for that, so again I'm taking so same requirement. I'm taking here. So my first point is, what is my first point? The output voltage is not sufficient. Yes, if it is not sufficient to take two-stage C amplifier CE with another C amplifier, you connect. This is my first stage amplifier. This is my second stage amplifier. If still is not satisfied, yes, you connect one more C amplifier. Another C amplifier. Okay, so the three stages. Still, if you are not satisfied, yes, you take one more C amplifier. It's keep on. You can connect. So until unless you satisfy your output voltage. Okay, just keep on increasing. So by taking the multi-stage amplifier, the 2 stages or 3 stages or 4 stages, see, so means if you are taking 3 stages means the signal input signal will be amplified thrice. Okay, so the input signal will be amplified thrice. So you are giving 1 millivolts as input signal here. It will be amplified and it will give some, let us say, 100 millivolts here. For example, 100 millis it gives, and that 100 millivolts is output of the first stage, at the same time input of the second stage. Is it clear? So you are giving 1 millivolt as input signal, and you are getting your first stage amplifier is amplifying 100 times, 100 times of input signal. So 100 into my input signal, 1 milli, so output is 100 millivolts. So this 100 millivolts is output of the first stage, at the same time acts as input for the second stage. Okay, again I'm giving this 100 millivolts to the second stage. So again, so my all are identical. So if it's satisfied with 100, this is also 100. 100 into 100, 10,000 millivolts. So means output is 10,000 millivolts. Sorry, that is 10 volts. If we give 10 volts, 10 volts is the input of first stage, at the same time output of the output of the second stage, at the same input of the third stage. If you give 10 volts, again it will be amplified. So until unless you satisfy, you can connect the number of stages. Yes, the first point is overcome the problem. Second point is, so what is your requirement? Yes, my RI should be low, input impedance R naught should be low. Okay, so AV should be high and AI should be high. The current gain voltage should be high, and then input impedance output impedance should be low. Okay, so fine, I'm taking the stages here. Okay, so the first stage, so remember one point, the input impedance of the first stage is nothing but input impedance of the multi-stage amplifier. The input impedance of the first stage is nothing but, so remember on this point, input impedance of first stage it can be treated as input impedance of multi-stage amplifier. Okay, input impedance of the first stage. And next, output impedance of the last stage can be treated as output impedance of multi-stage amplifier. Okay. Yes. So the input impedance of the first stage is nothing but input impedance of the multi-stage amplifier. Output impedance of the last stage is nothing but output impedance of the multi-stage amplifier. Okay, fine. So this is these are the fundamental rules, and now let us take. So okay. So now if you take. Okay, so now let us take these stages here. So I'm just taking 3 stages. This is my first stage, the second stage, and third stage, and fourth stage. This is I'm taking my 4 stages. Okay, so now tell me what should be the first stage and second stage, third stage, and fourth stage. So to satisfy my requirement, okay, this is my input signal, and here I'm getting my output signal. I'm taking the 4 stages here. I'm taking 4 stages, and now tell me what should be the my first stage. What should be the first stage? So see, input impedance of the first stage can be treated as the input impedance of the multi-stage amplifier. So the first stage should be placed which has low input impedance, which has low
Common
input. So
base.
so this is my requirement. So low input impedance I require. So which offers the low input impedance for CBCC? It offers
Common
common
base.
base offers the low input impedance. Yes, my first stage should be common base. Then I can get the overall input impedance is low. The next output impedance is low. what is the output impedance listen means output impedance of the last stage can be treated as output impedance of the multi-stage amplifier. Okay, so what should be the last stage? What should be the last stage?
Common
The my
collector.
output impedance
Common
should be
collector.
low. So that is common collector. No, the common collector. Yeah, common collector. Output impedance is low. Yeah, so this is CC. Okay, the last stage common collector is low output impedance. So that will be treated as output impedance of the multi-stage. Okay, so this is done and this is done. And now what is this AV and AI? How we can get it? So input impedance is clear and output impedance is clear. And what about the current gain and voltage gain? So what should be these two stages? High current gain, high voltage gain. I want to take. I want to get high voltage gain, high current gain. So for that, these two stages, what are the amplifier I should place? Yeah, just see that characteristics.
CBCC.
High CB.
CBCC.
CC.
Okay.
CCC.
CBCC. Am I right? Yes or no?
Sir.
Yeah, if I take CBCC, what happens is, so the common base is voltage gain is high, okay, fine. The current gain is low, and here voltage gain is low, current gain is high. Okay, so now what happens is if you are connecting this voltage gain, if your voltage CB you are connecting, right? Yes or no? You are connecting CB here, so the voltage gain offers very high. Yes, it is high. But that high voltage gain, where you are applying to the common collector. But what about the voltage gain for the common collector amplifier? It's low. So means if you are connecting CB amplifier, you are providing the high voltage gain. Let us say 1000. Let us assume that. Okay, 1000. So 1000 times it is amplified such that your design CB amplifier you placed in the second position. Okay, fine, exactly. If you are applying this 1000 gain to the CC amplifier, okay, so CC amplifier, so as I already told, the output of the one stage is act as a input of the next stage. Okay, so for example, for your easy understanding, I will take one example. Okay, so I will take one example. So here I'm taking 1 millivolts, I'm taking the input signal. Okay, so my output I'm getting, okay, output I'm getting here, let us say 100 millivolts I'm getting. Okay, for CB amplifier it gives high voltage gain, so it is 100 milli, so the gain is 100. The gain is 100. Okay, fine, excellent. Common base amplifier gives the 100 times. Now this 100 millivolts here, where you are applying this 100 millivolts is the output of the common base. At the same time, input of the common collector. As I am giving 100 millivolts to the common collector. What will be the common collector output? So the voltage gain of this common collector, the voltage gain of this common collector is less than 1. Am I right? Less than 1. Voltage gain of common collector is less than 1. So if it is less than 1, the output of the common collector will be 90 millivolts only. 90 millivolts only. So because that is less than this input signal, so then only will get the gate 90 by 100. How much value? This is 0.9. That is less than 1. Okay. So my output is 90 milli. Again, so you are giving CC amplifier, right? Okay, so this third stage, last stage is we are keeping it, for the purpose of low output impedance. Okay, leave it. So now CB amplifier gives 100 millivolts amplifier, but our CC amplifier giving 90 millivolts. Is it clear? So my CB amplifier amplifies 100 times, but CC that makes to decrease. CC amplifier makes to make it to decrease. So the overall current, the overall voltage gain of the CBCC is nothing but 90 only, 90 milli by 1 milli. That is just 90. Okay, but CB alone it is having 100. CB amplifier alone having 100. By taking the multi-stage amplifier, it became 90. But if you are taking the multi-stage amplifier, means it is the purpose of to increase the gain. but here the gain is not increased, the gain is decreased here. Okay, so for same purpose for the current gain of also, the same purpose for current gain also, if we keep, so if we keep the CB amplifier, the voltage current gain is less than 1. Okay, less than 1. Suppose if you give 1 milliamperes, output will be 0.98 0.8 milliamperes or 0.9 milliamperes. Is it right? So to get these two current gain and voltage gain, so should be high. So my, that is my requirement, that is my requirement. So for that, so if you connect, so one CB amplifier, one CC amplifier, CB amplifier is good for the voltage gain. If CB amplifier is good for the voltage gain, but CC amplifier is not good for the voltage gain. Similarly, CB amplifier, CC amplifier is good for current gain, but CB amplifier is not good for current gain. Okay, so for that purpose, we should not connect, the CB amplifier and CC amplifier in this stage. Okay, so then what should be connect? What has to be connected here?
C.
Yes,
Common
exactly.
emitter.
C.
So
C
we have to connect a C amplifier here and C amplifier. Okay, so both the stages, it gives the motor current gain, motor voltage gain. So both are amplifying twice. So definitely will get high voltage gain, high current gain. So this is the amplifier stages. This is my multi-stage amplifier which satisfies my requirement, that is low input impedance, low output impedance, high current gain, high voltage gain. Okay, so this is the second point. And third point is this is again, what I have to show the my next stage. This is my circuit, another application here. This is another application here. I designed one multi-stage amplifier. Okay, so impedance matching is, suppose the application is, it has low input impedance, low output impedance. Sorry, it has a low input impedance. Okay, low input impedance. So this output impedance must be low. Then only both can be matched. This the output of the multi-stage amplifier should be low. Then only it can be matched with the input of the amplifier. The next application. So we will place the last stage which has low output impedance. So similarly, your common collector, we will place the common collector as the last stage. So output impedance of the last common collector is low. So that low will be matched with the low input impedance of the another application. So yes, impedance matching is done. Is it clear? So like this, or else suppose I want to get high input impedance. So my application has high input impedance. My application has high input impedance. So the last stage of the multi-stage amplifier, that output impedance should be high. Then only the high output impedance can be matched with the high input impedance of the application. So which amplifier gives a high output impedance? Sorry?
Common base.
Common base, yes. The last stage of the multi-stage amplifier should be common base. Then both can be matched. So these are the three reasons why we are going for the multi-stage amplifiers. Is it clear? Any doubts in this? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Yeah. So then we'll move to the next topic. The effect of cascading on gain and bandwidth. Very, very important topic. Important topic. Note down. Effect of cascading on gain and bandwidth. Effect of cascading and gain and bandwidth. So the cascading is nothing but the connection. So we are taking the multi-stage amplifier. If we take the multi-stage amplifier, how the gain and bandwidth changes. That's what we are going to see. Okay. Okay, so this is the cascading. So this is the first stage, second stage, third stage, and so on. This is nth stage, and finally this is the load. Uh, Rn. The load resistance is Rn. Okay, so this is Vs input signal, and my input signal is this. First and second, third, and so on, nth stage. Okay, so this these many stages I cascaded as a multi-stage amplifier. Now let us see how the gain increase changes and bandwidth changes. Okay, so now let us see. First, let us see the gain. Then we'll go to the bandwidth. What is the gain? So the gain is nothing but if the gain of any stage is nothing but the output voltage by input voltage, that is voltage gain, or output current by input current, that is the current again. Okay, so that is output by input. Simply we can say that the gain is output parameter or electrical parameter by input electrical parameter. Okay, so that is a single stage. So now you are taking the multi-stage amplifier. Okay, so here the this input is my input is, let us say, V11, and this is input stage, and without taking the source resistance I'm taking. Okay, V11, and the output of this V11 is first stage is V12. Okay, so V11 is the input of first stage, V12 is the output of the first stage. Next, second stage is V21, and output is V22. So my second stage input signal is V21, second stage output is V22, and the third stage is V31, and this is V32. Third stage input impedance, input signal is V31, output signal is V32, and so on. And the nth stage input is Vn1 and output is Vn2. This is the voltages. Okay, these are the voltages. So now let us see. Is it clear? So I'm taking the nth stages I am taking. So if you take the first stage, my input signal is V11, output signal is V12. Second stage, input is V21, output is V22. Third stage, input is V31, output is V32. Nth stage, Vn1 is input, Vn2 is the output. Okay, fine. So AB is equal to what is the overall voltage gain? The output of output means the output of the last stage by the input. So N2 Vn2 by V11 is my signal. Okay, so that is this is the voltage gain. So we let us represent with the small letters, and okay, so Vn2 by V11 is the gain. So Vn2 is the output of the last stage, V11 is the input of the first stage. So this is the overall voltage gain. Okay, so overall let us say voltage gain. Clear? So this I can convert. So see, let us see, Vn2 divided by N2 divided by Vn1 into Vn1 divided by V11. So can I cannot like this? So Vn1 gets cancelled. So Vn2 by V11 I'll get. Okay. Similarly, this again I can convert. Like this. This I can convert like this. Okay, so just to see, understand this equation. So output by input, so Vn2 by Vn1, V11, and this what I am doing, Vn2 by Vn1, and again so Vn by V11 రాస్తున్నాను ఇక్కడ. Okay, so the Vn1 gets cancelled, so Vn2 by V11 you will get as it is. So this term I am keeping this term as it is. Okay, I am not changing anything. This term what I am doing here is Vn1 by Vn1 by, so Vn1 minus 1 into Vn1 minus 1 by V11. Okay, so it represents what happens is, so what is this Vn2? So this is output of the last stage. What is this Vn1? This is input of the Vn1 is the input of the last stage. So the output of the last stage by input of the last stage. Okay, so it means the output of the last stage by input of the last stage means this is the voltage gain of output last stage. This is the voltage gain of last stage. Now, this term is Vn1 by Vn1 minus 1. So means, for example, for example, so let us see. So I'm taking here, for example, let us consider this one. Okay, so V22 is equal to V31, right? So what I told, that output voltage of second, the output voltage of the one stage is equal to input of the next stage. So means the same voltage will be applied to the input of the next stage. So means V22 is the output of the second stage. The same voltage will be act as input of the third stage. So means V22 equal to V31. Is it clear? V22 equal to V31. So why? Because the output of the second stage is equal to input of the third stage. Similarly, suppose if we even you can take here also, V12 is equal to V21. Why? Because V12 is output of the first stage, V21 is the input of the next stage, second stage. Both are same. Voltage will be same. Voltage will be same. So now, so in the place of here Vn1 is what is Vn1? What is Vn1? So this is the input of the last stage. So means this I can convert. This I can convert n minus 1 2. Okay, Vn1 I can convert into Vn1 minus 2. So means nth stage kind of before stage. What is the nth stage before stage amount? Is n minus 1. N minus 1 stage output is equal to nth stage input. Is it clear? N minus 1 output is equal to nth stage input. It's clear. So I'm converting like this. So similarly, so now let us come here. So what is this? Output of the n minus 1th stage by input of n minus 1 stage. Output of n minus 1 stage n minus 1 stage by output of n minus 1 stage. So means this is also the gain of n minus 1 stage alone. This is the gain of nth stage alone. So it's keep on digging and keep on going at a particular level. So it's keep on going and it becomes, okay, so V3 divided by V31, V22 divided by V21, V12 divided by so it's keep on like this. So now just we can compare V12, V21 both are same, right? Why? Because V12 is output of the first stage, V2 is the input of the second stage. Both are same. You get cancelled. V22, V31 both are same. Why? Because this is output of the second stage and input of the third stage. Both are same. Cancel. Okay. So this, so in the denominator this will cancel, in the numerator this will cancel. This cancel and this one cancel. Similarly, this will cancel and here the previous term the denominator will be same. So it will be keep on cancelling, and the final term what will be Vn2. So Vn2 divided by, okay, Vn11 వస్తుంది మీకు. Okay, so it's keep on quickly cancelled. So finally our overall voltage gain equal to AVN into AVN minus 1 into and so on A3 into A2 into so voltage gain AV1 AV2 okay. So this is the overall voltage gain. So the overall voltage gain is equal to the product of individual voltage gains, the product of individual voltage gains. So if we have the single stages, if you have the single stage amplifier, so the gain ante output by input. If we have the multi-stage amplifier, the output of the last stage by the input of the first stage, that we convert in such a way that if you to convert if to have input individual stages, you can convert like this. Okay, you can convert like this. You keep on going, and if you keep on digging like this, so what happens is, so gain with overall voltage gain is equal to, so AV1 into AV2 into AV3 into and so on. So means, so suppose if there are the 10 stages, AV1 into AV2 into AV3 into and so on AV10. 3 stages into AV1 into AV2 into AV3 like that. Okay, so the product of individual voltage gains is equal to overall voltage gain. So this we gain will call it as absolute gain. We'll call it as absolute. Okay, so this is uh, absolute gain. Absolute gain. Okay, so one more gain is there, that is decibel gain, that I will tell you. Okay, so this is absolute gain. So if all are identical, okay, for 10 stages, AB overall equal to AB whole power 10. If all are identical means all are same type, all are C amplifier, all are CB amplifier, all are CC amplifier. If all stages are identical, if all are same, if you take the 10 stages, so the overall gain stage is equal to AV power 10. Why? Because this is so the gains will not be differ, so same gain you will get it. Yes, and why? Because all are identical, So AV into AV into AV into AV into and so on 10 times. So AV power 10. So this is if all are identical. So first 10 stages or n stages if we take. So overall voltage gain is equal to, so AV power that number of stages. Okay. Any doubts in this? Any queries? Okay. Then we'll move to this. So this is the absolute gain. Now let us see the decibel gain. So before going to see the decibel gain, the gain is converted in is defined by bell. So the limits are the units are bell. So one bell equal to 10 dB, 10 decibels. Okay, so the basically the first the power gain is defined as a power gain A suffix P. Okay, power gain is defined as, so log P naught divided by A. Okay, so bells. So this is the basic definition of the power gain. AP equal to log of P naught by Pi bells. But we know that 1 bell equal to 10 dB. So this you can convert 10, this you can convert here 10 log, okay, 10 log P naught divided by Pi. So this is units or decibels. Decibels. Okay, so AP equal to log P naught by Pi into bells. This is the bells is the unit. Bell is the unit. So this is a basic definition of the power gain. And so that 1 bell equal to conversion to the decibel, that is 10 dB, the 10 log of P naught by Pi dB. Okay, so this you can write it as, suppose if you want to write in terms of the voltage gain, if you want to write in terms of the voltage gain, so this you can convert into 10 log. Okay, so log, so P naught is nothing but power is equal to voltage into current, voltage into current. So if you want to convert into the voltage gain, so let us write V naught, okay, V naught into square, V naught square, right? So divided by R is the output impedance, let us say output impedance, okay, output impedance. And now coming to the input, so V input square divided by Ri. Okay, so if you want to convert into the voltage gain, so P naught is equal to V naught square by R and Pi equal to Vi square by Ri. Okay, but if you take generally what will take this, if you take the common emitter amplifier, so both input impedance, output impedance, both are moderate, both will be cancelled. So the finally the voltage gain equal to, if we convert into 10 log, so V naught, okay, V naught divided by V naught square divided by Vi square. Okay. So V naught square by Vi square, overall you can write it as V naught by Vi whole square. The square comes to the input, so the before the logarithms it becomes 10 to the 20 log, so V naught divided by Vi. So this is the voltage gain in terms of the decibel. So that is the decibel is 20 log V naught by Vi. Okay, so this is we call it as absolute gain. This we call it as absolute gain. Similarly, if we write the current gain, if we write current gain from the power gain, if you write the current gain from the power gain, AY equal to, so 20 log uh, I naught divided by II decibel. Okay. Suppose in the same formula, if you write in terms of current, P naught, what is the relation between P naught to I? So I square into R. Am I right? So P naught is equal to I naught square into R. Pi equal to I1 square, II square into R. R gets cancelled, so I naught by II. So whole square, it comes to the before the logarithmic, it becomes to again 20 log I naught by II decibel. Okay. So the current gain and voltage gain is in terms of decibels 20 log of AV. Okay, so this I can write it as dB. So equal to, so finally I can write AV in terms of decibel equal to 20 log of AV. Okay, where AV is the absolute gain, that is output voltage by input voltage, and here AV dB is nothing but the decibel gain. If you want to convert that absolute gain into decibel gain, you have to take it as 20 log of absolute gain. So with the logarithmic is not base 10 here. The logarithm is nothing but here the base is 10. So 20 log of absolute gain base 10 is nothing but your gain in decibel. Similarly, AI dB equal to 20 log AI. Okay, so this is also in terms of dB decibel. So if you want to convert the absolute current gain into the voltage gain, absolute current gain into voltage gain, so you have to take 20 log of absolute gain. So in order to convert to the decibel gain. Okay, so these are the basic formulas for the absolute gain and decibel gain. Okay, now we can take it the same formula. Okay, now we take the same formula. Okay, so this is the formula of overall voltage gain in terms of the absolute. So this is absolute gain. So if you convert into decibel, if you convert into decibel and then you apply the 20 log on both sides, 20 log, okay, AV overall equal to, so what is this 20 log of all this term. This term. Okay, so what is the formula for log AB? What is the formula for log AB?
Log A into log B.
Log AB is equal log A into log B now.
Log A plus log B.
Log A plus
Log
log
A.
B.
Yeah, log AB equal to log A plus log B. Okay, so now this 20 log overall this is absolute gain of overall absolute gain. So 20 log of overall absolute gain becomes AV. So overall, okay, so this becomes dB, overall decibel gain equal to. So now we convert 20 log of AV1 plus 20 log of AVN minus 1 plus 20 log of and so on AV3 plus 20 log of AV2 plus 20 log of AV1. So all are absolute gain only. So finally you can convert 20 log AVN plus 20 log AVN minus 1 plus 20 log plus and so on plus 20 log AV3. Okay, this is AV3 plus 20 log AV2 plus 20 log AV1. Okay, so finally you can write it as overall voltage gain in a decibel equal to overall gain decibel equal to AV1 dB and so on. So this is 2, this is 3 and so on, and this is minus 1. So this is the overall gain in the decibel. So if it is absolute gain, the product of individual voltage gain is equal to overall voltage gain. If it is the decibel gain, the sum of individual voltage gain is equal to overall voltage gain. You please note down the statements. If it is absolute gain, if you want to calculate absolute gain of overall absolute gain of the multi-stage amplifier, so you have to take a multiplication of individual stages, individual gains. Okay, individual absolute gains again. Okay, overall absolute gain equal to in product of individual absolute gains. Overall decibel gain is equal to sum of individual decibel gains. Two formulas. Clear? Any doubts?
Sir, can you please repeat this statement?
Sorry, statement.
Sir, can you? Yeah.
Overall absolute gain equal to product of individual voltage, individual absolute gains. Overall absolute gain is equal to product of individual absolute gains. The next one, overall decibel gain is equal to sum of individual decibel gains. Sum of individual decibel gains. Okay. Clear? So this is the effect of gain. And one more point we forgot, and this is the voltage gains. Now if you write it as current gain, okay, if you write the same thing as the current gain, I will tell you. Who is that?
This is 24/7. This is like something that we don't have in Mumbai. Okay, so it's completely new to me and others. It's not new, something that we don't have.
HI.
So,
HI.
Introduce yourself. Hello.
HI.
24/7, and we only have some suffix.
Yeah. Suppose if you take the three stages I'm taking here, and this is the load, and this is the source. Okay, so if you take the current gains, okay, so for example, the first stage to the one resistance is there and another resistance is there, and this is input. Okay, this is the load. Okay, leave it. Okay, so now this is the first resistor is R1 2, let us say first stage output impedance. This is R21, second stage input impedance. This is R22, second stage output impedance. This is R31, third stage input impedance. And this R32 is nothing but, anyway, that is the load. Okay, so please understand, this is R12 is nothing but first stage output impedance. R21 is nothing but second stage input impedance. R22 is nothing but second stage output impedance. R31 is the input of the third stage, and like that. Now, the previous calculation, what you have taken is the output voltage of the first stage is equal to input voltage of the second stage. So that is, suppose if you take V12 is equal to V21. So we are taking, that is the first stage output voltage equal to input of the second stage. Both are same. Okay. So, but here the current gain, if you want to calculate, so both are not equal. So suppose that is what is the current? I12 is not equal to I21. Why? Because the reason is You see, the both the resistors are in parallel. If the both the resistors in parallel, the voltage will be same. The resistor in parallel, both voltages will be same, but the current is not same. Then the resistor in parallel, the current will be divided. The currents will be divided. So both are not equal. Okay, so but voltages both are equal, but the current is not equal. So for that, so you have to take for every conversion between the first stage to second stage and second to first stage. So you have to remember, you have to take one extra parameter. So that is I naught 2 equal to I naught 2 is nothing but let us write. Okay, so input is I11 and this is I12 and this is I21 and this is I31 I22 and this is I31 for example. So I21 is equal to okay R12 divided by R12 plus R21 into I12. So this is the formula you have to remember. Okay, so that is current division rule. So I21 is equal to okay, equal to opposite resistance R12 by R12 plus R21 into opposite current I12. Okay, so I21 divided by I12 equal to R12 divided by R12 plus R21. So this extra parameter we have to write in the overall current gain equation. Okay, so means suppose I am simply taking the only three stages here. The overall current gain I equal to what have I32 divided by I11 will write. Okay, so this AI equal to I32 divided by okay, that I will write in math type. Okay, so see I equal to overall voltage gain equal to excuse me I32 divided by I11. Okay, so that is equal to again I32 divided by this I can write I31 into okay I31 divided by I11 I can write. So I31 gets cancelled. So finally we get I32 by I11. Okay, fine. So this is clear. This is common up to this point. This is common to that what parameters of voltage gain. Okay. So in the voltage gain, what we are writing. Okay. So voltage gain name రాసాము. So I32 I1. Okay. So ఈ I32 బదులు I22 డైరెక్ట్ రాసేసాం. Why? Because the voltage gain of the output of the first stage is equal to input impedance of the next stage kabatti. So I32 anna I22 anna same and rasesa, but so that is V31 I equal to V22. But here if you want to write this as I22, if you want to write this as I22, you have to multiply the same term. You have to multiply with the same term is equal to what? Yeah, come here. So ఈ I31 ని మీరు I22 గా కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు. You are converting I31 into I22. So I31 is equal to what you can write I31 equal to R22 divided by opposite resistance R22 divided by R22 plus R31 into I22. This you have to write. So in extra term, what you have to write? This is R22 divided by R22 plus R31. This extra term you have to write. Then only you can convert that I31 into I22. Why? Because both the resistors are in parallel, so the current will be divided. Is it right? So now you can convert again. So the same formula. Same formula. So this I am writing it as I32 and this is I21 and again into I21 divided by I11 into. So this parameter, this parameter. So this I22 by I11, what I'm writing, I22 by I21, I21 cancel, again I22 by I11, I will get same term I will get, no, there are no change. Okay, so simply you can write. So this is the current gain of the third stage I32 by I31. This is the current gain of the second stage I32 by I22 by I21, and this coming to this, and in order to convert this I21 into I12, I21 into I12. So means, so here I21 is there. So this is I21. So I want to convert into I12. Okay. So this is I21 is there. I want to convert into I12. So here simply can't replace I21 by I12. So again the formula is there. So I21 is equal to R12 by R12 plus R21 into I12. So that you have to substitute. Again here one more extra parameter will come. What is the extra parameter? R12 by R12 plus R2. So like that the current gain will be changed. Okay. So the current, but most in rare cases will calculate current gain. The rare cases, but most of the cases, the 99% will calculate only current gains. Okay. In this, any doubts in this current gain? Any queries? Any queries from your end? Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this is the current gain. Okay. So this is the finally the effect of cascading on gains. The gains is completed. Okay. So the title is effect of cascading and gain and bandwidth. So gain is this. Okay. So if it is absolute gain and these formulas only, we will get the formulas in from the third module. I mean fourth module, multi-stage amplifier. Okay, so only simple formulas, only the two formulas are there. What are the two formulas? So this is one formula, and another formula is this. Only these two formulas will get the problems on this. Okay. Okay, fine. So now let us go to the next, the effect of bandwidth. The effect of bandwidth here. Okay, so bandwidth is, I think this is the new topic for you people. So we not discussed. So you may heard this word bandwidth, but now we are going to see what is bandwidth and what is the frequency response and all those things. Okay, bandwidth. So bandwidth is nothing but so equal to FH minus FL. FH minus FL. So higher cutoff frequency, H minus nothing but higher cutoff frequency minus lower cutoff frequency. L is lower. Okay. Upper cutoff frequency or lower cutoff frequency, higher. So that terminology, anything it is common. Upper cutoff frequency is upper cutoff frequency is FH, higher and upper and okay. Okay. So minus lower cutoff. The difference between these two will call it as the bandwidth. Okay. So now first let us calculate this bandwidth for the single stage. Let us calculate. So this for single stage also we didn't calculate, right? So we'll calculate the single stage lower cutoff frequency, upper cutoff frequency. Then we'll calculate for the multi-stage amplifiers. Okay, so we'll calculate the first single stage key calculators. Now let us see. See in the nature, basically there are two types of the filters. That is high pass filter. That is high pass filter. Okay, so means the filter which allows only high frequencies. Okay, the filter which allows only high frequencies, that is high pass filter. Okay, high pass filter. The filter which allows only high frequencies, and another filter is low pass filter, the filter which allows only low frequencies. Okay, so the high pass filter is which allows only high frequencies, low pass filter which allows only low frequencies. Now let us see. The high pass filter is the circuit is okay, Okay, so this is V naught, we are taking input, output, and we are giving the capacitor, the resistor. This is high pass filter. Okay, so this is a high pass filter here. Okay, so now let us calculate the corner frequency, here. Okay, so for example, so you see Xc is equal to what? Xc, it means impedance of the capacitor is equal to 1 by 2 pi Fc. Okay, 1 divided by 2 pi Fc. This is the formula for Xc, reactance of the capacitor. If F is equal to 0, what is Xc? If X is equal to 0, Xc becomes infinity. And if F is equal to infinity, so Xc equal to 0. Am I right? If F is equal to 0, Xc is infinity, F is infinity, Xc is equal to 0. Now, just see that you apply these conditions to the circuit diagram. If the 0 frequency is applied, Xc acts as the open circuit. It's infinity means it's a open circuit. If it is open circuit, what will be the output voltage? That is 0. Why? Because so there is no connection between input to the output. Why? Because this is open circuit. The capacitor is open circuit here. Is it clear? So if output is the capacitor is open circuit, so there is no connection between the input to output. So output is equal to 0. If the frequency is infinity, the X is 0, so it acts as a short circuit. It acts as a short circuit like this, and there is no drop across the capacitor. Obviously, so output voltage V naught is equal to Vi. V naught is equal to Vi. So if V naught is equal to Vi, then what is the voltage gain? What is the voltage gain? So V naught divided by Vi equal to 1. V naught by Vi equal to 1. So means at a infinity frequency, the gain is 1. At infinity frequency, the gain is 1. So at 0 frequency, the gain is 0. Why? Because output voltage is 0. 0 by input voltage becomes 0, right? Anyway, output is 0. So V naught by Vi. So 0 by Vi, it becomes 0. So at frequency is equal 0. 0 frequency, gain is 0. At a frequency is infinity, the gain is 1. Okay, so for this you can draw the circuit, you can draw the graph, like this. Okay, so this is 0 and this is the gain AV, the voltage gain, and this is a frequency, let us say. Okay, so at 0 frequency gain is 0, so yes, both are 0. Okay, so at a frequency is infinity, means the frequency keep on increasing, so the graph will be like this and it will be stabilized. At infinite frequency, that is stabilized, so that is 1. Okay, so the gain is equal to 1, right? So the maximum gain is 1 for the high pass filter. So this is the graph, but ideal graph is, you will get like this ideal graph, exactly it is 0, and when frequency is 0, so 0. If a frequency start to move, so the gain will be high. Okay, but this is ideally, but practically you will get like this, so some deviation. Okay, so this is now see, low frequency is low, gain is 0, frequency is high, the gain is 1. So means from this graph you can say that it is allowing the high frequencies. Am I right? It is allowing the high frequencies, and if it is not allowing the low frequency, if you apply the low frequency like 0, the gain is equal to 0. So means the filter which allows the high frequencies and blocks the low frequencies. The filter which allows the high frequencies and blocks means it will not allow. So blocks the low frequencies is called high pass filter. It is called high pass filter. Okay, so it's called the high pass filter. Is it clear? Any doubts in this? High pass filter means the filter which allows high frequencies and blocks low frequencies is called high pass filter. Once again, I'm telling you, high pass filter is defined as Okay, the filter which allows high frequencies and blocks low frequencies is called high pass filter. Okay, so the explanation is this. Suppose if we take f is equal 0, f is equal infinity, so these are the gains and the graph. From the graph we can tell that, so yes, that it allows the only high frequencies. Now let us calculate. Okay, so now see, okay, so now, then I will tell you. So this is the explanation theory about the circuit, and now let us derive the expression for the corner frequency. So uh, okay, so for this circuit, okay, see the circuit, and here I'm writing V naught equal to okay, what you can write, R divided by R plus XC into Vi. Am I right? R by R plus XC. XC is nothing but the reactance of the capacitor. So that implies V naught divided by Vi equal to R by R plus, what is XC? 1 divided by 2 pi F C. Okay, so the reactance is equal 1 by 2 pi Fc, right? So that implies, so V naught by Vi is nothing but AV voltage gain is equal to, so simply this you can write to take R common in the numerator and the denominator, and both gets cancelled. So 1 divided by 1 plus 1 divided by 2 pi F or C. If you take R as common, so these R and these R, and here it comes to the numerator, denominator 1 by 2 pi FRC. Okay, so finally again, so what you can write, AB equal to, okay, AB equal to 1 divided by 1 plus, okay, 1 plus F divided by L into F. Sorry, here it is. So that is J term is there. The imaginary term, and it comes to minus J. Okay, so F by F. So where FL equal to 1 by 2 pi F RC. FL equal 1 by 2 pi RC. So we keep F as it is. So 1 by 2 pi RC, I'm just placing term FL. So AV equal to 1 by, so 1 by J equal to minus J, 1 by 1 minus J into FL by F, where FL equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. So now taking the square root on both sides, and so that is a modulus AB, okay, so equal to, so you have to take the root 1 divided by the root 1 plus FL divided by F whole square. This is the formula for modulus AV equal to 1 by under root 1 plus. So actually 1 square minus J square is becomes minus of minus becomes plus, 1 plus FL by F whole square. So where FL is the okay, lower cutoff frequency. So for a high pass filter, we'll get lower cutoff frequency. Okay, so AV equal to 1 by under root 1 plus FL by F whole square. So where FL is lower cutoff frequency. So that we can represent with on the graph. Okay, so that they can represent a graph at f equal to FL. What happens? F is equal to FL. What happened? You take F equal to FL equal to 1 by root 2. Okay, so because FL by F means, so both gets cancelled, 1 by 1, 1 plus 1. So that is 1 by root 2. Okay, so if you draw 1 by, this is 1, and you draw 1 by root 2 line, 1 by root 2 for example, so this is 1 by root 2 line. So this is 1 by root 2. So wherever touch your characteristics, no, that is your FL. That is the joint point is FL, the lower cutoff frequency. Whereas the upper cutoff frequencies, it is not coming down. So there is no connection. There is no contact between so this straight line and this line, both are going parallelly. So that FL is equal to that FH higher cutoff frequency is equal to infinity for higher cutoff frequency. I mean high pass filter. For a high pass filter, FH equal to infinity. For lower cutoff lower cutoff frequency, FL equal to 1 by 2 pi RC is the formula. So 1 by 2 pi RC is the formula. Whereas FH is infinity for high pass filter. Why? Because both are going in parallel way. So both are going both are not touching at anywhere. This is going way and this is going way. So the FH is higher cutoff frequency is infinity. The lower cutoff frequency is 1 by 2 pi RC. Okay, so finally, so this is the what we call lower cutoff. So what we call lower cutoff frequency for single stage. I'm taking only single stage. Okay, so this is the formula. Okay, so this is a single stage lower cutoff frequency. Now let us go with the next filter. Is there any doubts in this? Any doubts?
Sir, what is the meaning of lower cutoff frequency?
Lower cutoff frequency is, so this is used to calculate the bandwidth. So what I told, so that is so bandwidth is equal to FH minus FL. No, so bandwidth is nothing but the way the set of the range of frequencies, which can amplify the signal effectively. So means, for example, you design one amplifier, for example, let us say. Okay, so you design an amplifier. That amplifier amplifies only for set of frequencies. So it is that there should be some minimum frequency and there should be some maximum frequency. If we speak within the range of that bandwidth, then only the signal can be amplified. Okay, practically I can tell you one example. Okay, for example, you design one amplifier. Let us say C amplifier you design. Okay. So in C amplifier, of course, it amplifies the signal, but so it has some minimum frequency that you have to give the lecture. So for example, at least you have to speak some little bit voice. Okay, but or else if you speak very slowly, that amplifier cannot catch your voice. So if you speak very slowly, that amplifier cannot, so the speaker, so whatever the mic that you are using cannot catch your voice. Why? Because that there is a distance between your mouth and speaker, right? So the mouth and mic. So here the one person is here like this, and here the mic is like this, and so there is some distance between the speaker mouth and the mic. There is some distance. So that distance has to travel by the human voice. Okay, if we speak some little bit, okay, so some little bit voice, so that the voice can be travel from here, this mouth to the speaker. Once the mic, once that mic receive his voice, that can be amplified. Okay, but suppose if the speaker is not speaking that much voice, is speaking very slow, that voice cannot reach to the mic, and therefore that amplifier cannot amplify the signal. Okay, so for that, what is the minimum frequency, minimum voice he has to speak? That is the lower cutoff frequency. That is the lower cutoff minimum frequency. Okay, so he has to speak minimum, at least. If he speak less than that minimum frequency, so that that voice or frequency cannot reach to your mic, therefore that amplifier cannot amplify the signal. Okay, that is the minimum frequency. And the maximum frequency is sometimes, suppose if the speech is going on, sometimes that speaker gets emotional and sometimes we'll speak loudly. Okay, so when he is going, some politician will give some speech and all, sometimes he will have emotion and he speak loudly. So at that time you will get some beep sound. Okay, I think you can observe in that speech, as if he speak loudly on its own. So if he speak loudly means what happens is so that frequency is high. The frequency is high, so that voice will go very fast. That voice will go very fast, so where that speaker or that mic also cannot catch his signal. Why? Because that voice on its own, that the person himself is speaking loudly. The person himself is speaking loudly, so the frequency is a high frequency, so that goes very quickly. So it goes very quickly, so means that mic cannot catch his voice. So at that time, so that some beep sound will come from the speakers. Okay, so there also that speaker so should maintain the speaker should not exceed some maximum frequencies, that the frequency is there. Okay, that more than the frequency if you speak, more than frequency if you speak, that the speaker cannot catch his voice. So that is, so the lower, so the speaker has to maintain that minimum frequency and maximum frequency. If he speak within that frequency band, then only signal the mic can catch the voice and it can amplify and it can deliver to the audience. Okay, so that what there is a certain band. So if you speak that band only, that signal will be amplified. What is that band? That indicated by the bandwidth. Okay, so that I will draw you one bandwidth. So bandwidth structure is like this. So a bandwidth structure is like this. Okay, so this what a combination of high pass and low pass. So till to this is high pass filter. Okay, this is low pass filter that we are going to see next. Okay, the combination of high pass and low pass. So this is the maximum gain is, let us say 1. So I'm not taking the simple basic filters I'm taking. If it is 1, so 1 by root 2 is nothing but, so this is 1 by root 2, let us say. Okay, so this is 1 by root 2, so 1 by root 2. So the lower side it is touching, so this is FL, and upper side it is touching, this is FH. So if you have FL is equal, let us say this is 1 kilohertz, let us assume that. Okay, so FH is equal to 100 kilohertz, for example, let us assume that. So means the speaker has to speak within the range of 1K to 100K, then only the signal will be amplified. Then only the signal will be amplified. If the speaker speak less than that frequency, the gain is less. See the gain, this is the gain. Okay, if we speak less than frequency, and this is the lower cutoff frequency. If we speak less than the lower cutoff frequency, what happens? The gain is 0, right? So if you speak more than the higher cutoff frequency, so if they speak more than higher cutoff frequency, also the gain is 0. So for that, the speaker always should speak within the range of one frequency to the another frequency. What is that of a lower frequency called the lower cutoff frequency? What is the maximum frequency we'll call it as the upper cutoff frequency? Okay, so that range, that is difference, we'll call it as the bandwidth. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the higher cutoff frequency, I mean high pass filter, HPF. Okay, so and the next we'll do it for the low pass filter. The low pass filter, same. Low pass filter. Okay. So say the same circuit, we just interchange the position of the capacitor and resistor. That becomes low pass filter. Just interchange the position of resistor and capacitor. So the resistor will be here and the capacitor will be here. Okay, so this is the resistor and this is the capacitor. So now again, X is equal to what? 1 by 2 pi Fc. Okay, the reactance. So at F is equal to 0, at F is equal to 0, what happened? Xc. F is equal to 0, what happened? Xc ఏమవుతుంది? F is equal to 0, Xc becomes infinity. So output voltage is equal to Xc is infinity. So open circuit. If it is open circuit, so we are taking output across the capacitor only. The capacitor is open circuit. Output is equal to what? So output is
Zero.
equal to input. No. Why it is 0? So you are taking output across the capacitor. Okay. In the previous case, output is taken across the resistor. The output is taken across the resistor, but there the capacitor is open circuit. There is no connection between output and input. But here you are taking output across the capacitor, output taking across the capacitor. So capacitor is open circuit. So output is equal to input. Why? Because there is a connection between the output to input. The resistor is connected now. There is a connection. So here if F is equal to 0, X is infinity, but output is equal to input in this case. Why? Because you are taking output across the capacitor. But in the previous case, you are taking output across the resistor. Okay, so here if suppose if your F is equal to infinity, X is 0 and V0 is equal to 0 because it is open short circuited. Reactance is 0, so short circuit. Output voltage across the short circuit emotundi 0. There is no resistance means there is no voltage drop. Yes or no? So output voltage is equal to 0 for a frequency is equal to infinity. So if you draw the graph, and this is AV and this is frequency, and the low frequencies, for low frequencies the gain is equal to so V0 by Vi. V0 by Va, so V0 by Va ఏమవుతుంది 1. V0 equal to Vi అంటే V0 by Va equal to 1. So 1. Okay, low frequencies. So as the frequency keep on increasing at the frequency is equal to infinity, the output voltage is equal to 0. Okay, so this is 1. And if you draw 1 by 2 or 1 by root 2 line, and this is F H. So for lower, so whereas what is the lower cutoff frequency? FL is equal to 0 for this. Why? Because there is no lower cutoff frequency. So we'll take it as 0. Minimum is 0, so we'll take 0. FH is there. So for high pass filter, we'll have the lower cutoff frequency. For low pass filter, we'll have the higher cutoff frequency. So this graph, and see I shown the bandwidth now. So this portion is high pass filter and this portion is low pass filter. Clubbing to each other will get the bandwidth. Okay, so this is the graph for the low pass filter. So for the low pass filter we'll get higher cutoff frequency. For high pass filter we'll get lower cutoff frequency. So for that I'm mentioning, so this is the derivation for higher cutoff frequency. I'm representing the FL, not FH. Why? Because FH is infinity for a higher cutoff high pass filter. So I'm taking only FL. So if you do the same thing for the lower cutoff frequency, low pass filter, we will take FH. If you do the same thing for the higher the low pass filter, we'll take in the place of FL, we'll take it as FH. Okay. So now we do it same derivation for the low pass filter now. This circuit you calculate FH and the gain equation derive. Do the same derivation for a low pass filter. Low pass filter V0 equal to, okay, so see the circuit, we are taking output across the capacitor. So voltage division rule is Xc divided by R plus Xc into Va. Okay, so V0 divided by Vi equal to So this I can write 1 by r divided by xc plus 1. Can I write like this? You take xc as common both the numerator and the denominator. So 1 by r by xc plus 1. Okay. So that equal to, this is voltage gain equal to 1 divided by r divided by xc. Okay, xc is what? 1 divided by 2 pi of c plus 1. Okay, that equal to, simply you can write 1 by 2 pi f r c plus, okay, simply you can write like this. So this finally AV you can write 1 plus, sorry, again this J is there, J is the imaginary pattern. Okay, J f divided by h plus 1, where h equal to 1 by 2 pi r. If you substitute here, so you will get the same term. Okay, so modulus AV equal to 1 plus root 1 plus fx square. Frequency. So this is the derivation for low pass filter. So, but if you see the equation for the low pass filter and high pass filter, both are same. Okay, but so the high pass filter will be at input side, low pass filter will be at output side. So there is, so please note down, I will tell. See, both are looking like same, FL and FH, 1 by 2 pi R, 1 by 2 pi RC. But in a circuit diagram, high pass filter will be at input side and the low pass filter will be at output side, the circuits. Okay, so in the high pass filter, so this FL 1 by 2 pi RC, so this resistor will be input impedance and capacitor will be input capacitance. This is input impedance, this is input capacitance. Similarly, when you are coming for the low pass filter, which will be at output side, FH is equal to, this is our output impedance and this is our output capacitance. Okay, output impedance and output capacitance. For that reason, we discussed bypass. So I will show you that. Shapes. voltage divided by S, and this is yeah. In the single stage amplifier, we designed this one right in the long back, and we designed the C amplifier. You see, when you are calculating this the formula, so FL is equal to 1 by 2 by RC only. See, FL is equal to 1 by 2 by RC only, but so this FL will come into the input side. If input capacitance, R becomes RI, C becomes CC1, that is input impedance. This is RI is input impedance, and this is input capacitance. If you want to calculate for the output, the same formula again, FL equal to 1 by 2 by RC only. FL equal to 1 by 2 pi RC only, but output, the resistance becomes RC, that is output. Calculated resistance means output resistance. Okay, output resistance, and CC2 is the output capacitance. Okay, so for this, irrespective of looking like both are same, but if you take FL, if you want to calculate input parameters, so that resistor becomes input impedance and capacitor becomes input capacitance. If you want to calculate for the output capacitance and output resistor, the resistor becomes output resistor and capacitor becomes output capacitance. But the standard is same. But what parameter I calculate depends on that, and if the resistor and capacitor will be vary. Okay, so this is what low pass filter FH. Okay, so FH and FL. So this is today's class. Okay.